Jane friends, today we are going to start a new chapter, that is heredity. Before starting the chapter, we need to discuss some of the terminologies which are going to be very useful for us, or these will make the chapter understandable for us. Very first of all, we need to know about the counting in science. That is, one is known as mono or uni or meath. Two is known as di or bi or eth. Three is known as tri or prop. Four is known as tetra or but. Five is known as penta. Six is hexa. Seven is hepta. Eight is octa. Nine is nona. 10 is deca. And if the number is more than this, then we use two terminologies. One is poly or one another is multi. This counting of science will not only useful for us in this chapter, but it is very useful to understand us the science better. Specifically, I may say the chapter which is carbon and its compounds. This counting in science is very useful over there, and without which we are unable to understand that particular chapter. Then we further proceed to next terminologies. Next terminology is, one terminology is gene. What is gene? As we know that in each and every cell, all the characters are controlled by a segment of DNA. A segment of DNA. That segment of DNA which controls only single character, that is known as gene. But this gene could control the characters into many ways. Just for an example, a gene which is being controlled the color of our eyes, the gene could say that the color of eye will be black, or it could say that the color of eyes will be brown. That means these are two different forms of that particular gene. These two different or alternate forms of a particular gene are known as allele. This is how allele. So basically, allele, sorry, allele. So basically, allele is a complementary form of the DNA, or we may say complementary form of the gene. Next, the next term is, that is chromosome or chromosome. Chromosome is basically made up of a number of genes which are being arranged in a sequence, and chromosomes, number of chromosome is fixed in any specific species, and it is also fixed in each, just for an example, in case of human beings, in one cell 23 pair, or we may say total 46 chromosomes are present. That is the chromosome. Next term which came in existence, that is called heredity. Heredity. What is heredity? Any character which is present in one progeny, that character is being transferred to the next, such as from parent progeny to the daughter progeny. This mode of transferring characters from parent progeny to daughter progeny is known as heredity. Next is variations. Variations. Variations are basically very subtle changes or subtle differences. Basically, these are subtle differences which occurs when the new or daughter progeny gets produced by the parent progeny. These are very little. Here the term subtle means very minute. Minute. We are unable to determine them without focusing on them minutely. Next is trait. Trait. What is trait? Trait is basically the character which is being controlled by one gene, such as the nose will be there, that is one trait. Shape of the nose will be, uh, which kind of shape of the nose will be, that is another trait. Color of eyes, that is a trait. So, trait is basically the character which is being present in an organism. Next term is progeny. What is progeny? Progeny is basically any generation. Generation is also known as progeny. Now, next is there are three combined terms are there, out of which one is haploid, haploid. Next is diploid, and next is triploid. What these terms are? Haploid. It is the situation of a cell in which only one gene, or we may say only one form of the gene, is present to control one specific feature or one specific character. As we have already discussed that chromosomes are being formed by several genes. This is how, but number of genes is much higher in an organism than the number of chromosomes. It means in a chromosome, a large amount of genes are present. Uh, the cell in which only one set of chromosomes is present, or we may say the cell in which only one gene is present to control one specific character, that is known as haploid cell. Diploid cells, these are the cells in which two set of chromosomes are present. The term, as we have discussed, the term D, this term D is derived from the die, from the counting. In counting, die means two. This is how the cell in which two set of chromosomes are present, or we may say that two genes are present to control one specific character. These cells are known as diploid cells. Triploid cell, as the term represents tri, it means three. It is the cell in which three sets of chromosomes are present, or we may say that three genes are present to control one specific character or one specific feature. Uh, these are the three terms. Next is homozygous. Next term is uh, next term is homozygous. What is homozygous? Homozygous means the condition in which two genes are present, two genes are present for one character, but both the genes represents the character in same way. If we take an example such as color of eyes, color of eyes, there are two genes present for controlling of color of eyes. One gene is representing that the color of eye will be black, while the second gene also represents that the color of eyes will be black. Such situation is known as homozygous situation. But if one gene represents that the color of eyes will be black, but the second gene represents any of the color rather than black, such as brown, in such case, because both the genes which are responsible for the character of color of eyes represents the color in different ways, that's why such situation is known as heterozygous situation or heterozygous condition or heterozygosity. Heterozygosity is basically the situation in which both the genes which are controlling one specific feature, they controls the feature in different manners. Then next term which is being utilized in this particular chapter or which is useful, that is known as genotype. What is genotype? Genotype is basically the ratio between the organisms on the basis of their genetic composition. We will discuss about it when we will discuss monohybrid and dihybrid process. Then we will discuss about genotype furthermore. Next term is phenotype. What is phenotype? Phenotype means the ratio between different kind of organisms on the basis of their appearance, such as height, such as color of flower, and so on. Now, next term is that is dominant gene. Dominant gene. What is dominant gene? We have already discussed that in heterozygous condition, if one the heterozygous condition is the condition in which one gene represents the character in one way and the other represents in another way. If heterozygous condition is there, then one gene is able to express itself while other could not, such as the gene which express that the color of eyes will be black, it will express itself, but the gene which represents that the color of eyes will be brown, that would be suppressed. The gene which is able to express itself into heterozygous condition, that gene is known as dominant gene. And the gene which is unable to express itself into heterozygous condition, but when it comes in homozygous condition, then it is able to express itself, such gene is known as recessive gene. This is how two kind of genes are there. Two terms are also there. One term is inherited traits. Inherited traits. Guys, inherited traits are the traits which are being controlled by our DNA, and these traits inherits from one generation to the next. Sorry for the disturbance. Inherited traits are the traits which are being controlled by our DNA. These are the changes which, or these are the characters which transfers from one progeny to the next progeny, such as color of eyes, shape of nose, position of ear. These are the inherited traits. A different another kind of traits are known as acquired traits. What are those traits? These are the traits or the characters which are being acquired by the organism during its lifespan, such as I acquired a trait to teach. Somebody acquired a trait. Somebody acquired a trait to drive. Somebody acquired a trait uh, to build its muscles, All these traits which are being acquired during the lifespan of an organism, these are known as acquired traits. In our next class we will discuss about the variations, we will discuss about the Mendelian genetics furthermore. But to understand that particular class, you all need to go through all these terminologies and you need to get familiar with the counting in science too. It would be very helpful for you people to understand that not only that this chapter but the subject also. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. See you soon.